Miguel Santos is a fugitive now, hunted for remembering what others forget. But he's not alone. Underground, he finds Echo 7, a hidden network building a future free from control. As chip malfunctions spread, even Bella begins to awaken, alongside dozens of others in a mass cascade. The resistance grows, and Migs is offered a choice: help trigger a citywide awakening, or watch the system tighten its grip. When Bella reappears, changed but unbroken, they know this is just the beginning. This is the Night of Silence, where we explore what it means to live in a world where your memories are not your own, and where rebellion begins with remembering. I'm your guest narrator, Kate Clover.
Before we get on with the story, I want to tell you about our sponsor, the techno-thriller Demon Protocol. It is from author J.L. Spears, the same author that wrote this series. This story asks, what would happen if an advanced AI really wanted to take over the world? It wouldn't use killer robots and nuclear weapons. It would work in shadows, keeping its actions secret. And anyone who figured it out, like its creator Daniel Bennett, would sound like a conspiracy nut to anyone he asked to help him. Demon Protocol is released on audiobook, ebook, paperback, and hardcover. A link and discount code are in the description below. If you like these stories, please subscribe to this channel, drop a comment, or like this video. And now, on to the next episode of The Night of Silence. Episode 11. The Fractured Resistance. The emergency meeting convened in Echo 7's main chamber at midnight. Word had spread through the network like wildfire. Victor's faction had made a deal. The resistance, already fragile, was fracturing. Ek stood before the assembled crowd, her usual composure strained. I'll be direct. Victor and approximately 300 followers have been negotiating with the authorities. They've been promised a sanctuary district where they can live without chips. Angry murmurs rippled through the crowd. Migs stood with Bella near the back, watching faces cycle through disbelief, rage, and fear. That's impossible, someone shouted. The system would never allow. They would if it served their purpose, Ek cut in. Think about it. Concentrate the unchipped in one area. Easier to monitor, easier to control. And if it fails, she didn't need to finish. Victor himself stepped forward from the crowd. Migs recognized him from previous meetings. Mid-40s, built like someone who'd done physical labor before his chip failed. His followers clustered behind him, defensive and determined. At least we're trying something, Victor said. How long do we hide in tunnels? How long do we pretend this is sustainable? As long as it takes, Ek replied. You think they'll honor this deal? They might. And even if they don't, dying in sunlight beats living in shadows. He turned to address the crowd. We've tried peaceful resistance. We've tried hiding. We've tried gradual awakening. None of it works. The system is too strong. So you'll trust the system to give you freedom? Bella stepped forward, surprising Migs. I've been awake for 2 days. Even I can see the trap. Victor's expression hardened. Easy to judge when you just got here. Some of us have been underground for years, watching children grow up in darkness, seeing people we love choose rechipping over this life. And your solution is segregation? My solution is visibility. When the city sees thousands of us living without chips, functioning, thriving, maybe others will question their programming. Or they'll see you rounded up and disappeared, proving resistance is futile. Ek countered. The argument escalated, voices rising, positions hardening. Migs watched the resistance tear itself apart and understood this too was part of the system's design. Even in rebellion, they followed predictable patterns. Enough! Elena's voice cut through the chaos. The artist stood on an elevated platform, paint-stained and fierce. While we argue, they win. Victor, you've made your choice. Go. But go knowing you carry our hopes, not our blessing. Fair enough. Victor squared his shoulders. Anyone who wants to try for legal existence, meet at the North Tunnel in an hour. The rest of you, good luck with your revolution. He left, taking his followers. 300 people, a significant portion of their number. The remaining crowd buzzed with uncertainty. Ek took control again. This changes timelines. With Victor's group surfacing, enforcement will intensify. Safe houses will be compromised. We need to accelerate our plans. The virus isn't ready, a technician protested. We need months more testing. We have days, maybe weeks. Ek's gaze found Migs, unless our neuronics expert has insights. All eyes turned to him. Migs felt the weight of expectation, the desperate need for hope. The code is solid. It's access that's the problem. We need 3 core nodes hit simultaneously, which requires people inside, people with legitimate access. Or, Bella said quietly, people they think they've fixed. The room went silent. Ek leaned forward. Explain. I still have my hospital credentials. They're expecting me for chip repair tomorrow. What if I go? Let them think they've succeeded. She touched her burned chip site. But the chip's fully dead. Can't be repaired, only replaced. The new chip would need time to integrate. Days? Maybe a week of acting compliant while staying aware? That's incredibly dangerous, Migs said. If they suspect, they won't. I'm a doctor. I know how to fake symptoms. She met his worried gaze. Someone has to be inside when the virus deploys. Medical systems are one of the 3 nodes, right? Ek nodded slowly. It could work, but we'd need similar infiltration at the other nodes. I can handle the municipal infrastructure, offered a woman Migs recognized as a former city planner. My chip failed 2 months ago, but I've been passing. They trust me. That leaves neuronics itself. All eyes returned to Migs. They know my chip failed. I can't. But I can. AJ stood near the entrance, looking haggard but determined. My chip's been glitching for weeks. I've been hiding it because I didn't really understand what was happening, but I was at the hospital. After seeing what happened at the hospital, I want to help. Migs stared at his former colleague. AJ, how did you... Followed you. Been following you for days. You didn't seem as crazy to me as everyone said you were. He laughed shakily. Productivity is prosperity, right? Well, I'm tired of prospering. The plan took shape quickly. 3 inside agents, each accessing their node during the next citywide update cycle, 4 days away. The virus would propagate through the network, forcing every chip to cease suppression functions. It won't restore old memories, Migs emphasized. Those are gone forever. But it will stop new suppression. Everyone will start remembering what they experience. The truth will become unavoidable. And the city will burn, someone muttered. Maybe. Or maybe it will finally heal. Ek's expression was resolute. Either way, the age of forgetting ends. They dispersed to prepare. Safe houses to evacuate, supplies to distribute, contingencies to plan. Bella would return to the hospital tomorrow, playing the repentant citizen. AJ would continue his work at Neuronics, waiting for the signal. The city planner, Rebecca, would maintain her cover at municipal services. Migs found himself alone with Ek in the control room, studying deployment scenarios. You know Victor's people won't make it, he said quietly. I know, but maybe their sacrifice will mean something. When the city sees how the promised sanctuary becomes a prison or worse. She shrugged. Every revelation helps. Assuming anyone remembers long enough to be revolted. They will. After our virus, they won't have a choice. She pulled up population statistics. 6 million people suddenly unable to forget their daily experiences. The chaos will be extraordinary. Is that what we want? Chaos? We want choice. Chaos is just the transition between control and freedom. She studied him, having second thoughts, third and fourth thoughts, but no better ideas. A runner burst in. Enforcement raid on Sector 12. They found the Raffles safe house. Ek cursed. Victor's people must have talked. Get everyone out. Standard scatter protocol. The runner left. Alarms began sounding through Echo 7. Another evacuation, another retreat deeper underground. So it begins, Ek said. 4 days to change the world. Think we'll make it? Migs thought about Bella preparing to walk back into the lion's den. AJ fighting his conditioning to help. Rebecca risking everything she'd built. Thousands of others choosing difficult freedom over comfortable slavery. We'll make it. We have to. Why? Because the alternative is unthinkable? Because Kai and 42 other children are counting on us to build a world where they can exist. Because Dr. Lamb is archiving truth no one else will preserve. Because Elena keeps painting despite knowing it will be erased. He met Ek's gaze. Because broken is better than fixed, if fixed means forgetting who we are. She smiled, the first genuine smile he'd seen from her. Now you sound like a revolutionary. I'm not a revolutionary. I'm just a programmer who remembered that code should serve people, not control them. Same difference. She began shutting down systems for evacuation. Help me wipe the servers. Can't leave them any breadcrumbs. They worked through the night, erasing traces of their presence. By dawn, Echo 7 was empty except for ghosts and graffiti. The resistance had scattered again, burrowing deeper into the city's forgotten spaces. But in 4 days, they would surface in the only way that mattered. Not in body, but in code, in truth, in memory that could no longer be suppressed. The countdown to the night of silence had begun. What did you think of this episode? Drop a comment down below. I'm your guest narrator, Kate Clover, and you're watching episode 11 of The Night of Silence on Code and Consciousness. In our next episode, the time for waiting is over. As systems tighten and options vanish, a final plan takes shape. Crafted in secrecy, built on sacrifice, and ready to change everything. Don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe to get alerts when the next video is available.